Okay, so, hey. I know I have not been on my YouTube platform in forever, okay? Forever. And I have multiple good reasons of why that is. But, hey, I've missed you. I've missed you so much. If you've missed me, I'm here. I'm here. I'm okay. I'm kind of okay. I'm okay, I think. Yeah. I've been telling myself for the past few months, and I've had a lot of close friends telling me for the past few months, like, you need to get back on your YouTube channel. You need to resume your platform. You need to try. The first reason that I stopped doing YouTube in the first place is because my computer, my laptop ended up being submerged in water. I lost my video content, my intro, the music that I had, you know, permission to use from certain artists. I lost my entire modeling portfolio. I have a few pictures on my Google Drive, but for the most part, all of my modeling images are gone, are done for, unless I can get that stuff pulled out of that computer. And the computer has been busted for over a year, so I don't really know how that works. One day I might, you know what I'm saying, try it, but as of now, it's just not a priority. I've had so many other things going on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all haven't seen me in a year. So I just had so many other things going on that were interfering with everything on top of my computer. Then it was, you know, employment changes. Then it was personal changes. And, you know, we all go through ups and downs. And so the downs just felt really down. I didn't come here to dwell on that. If you want me to do a where I've been video, or, you know, what's been going on video, I can. I'm not really interested in doing so, though. So if you want it, I'll do it. But if nobody really wants that, then we're just gonna welcome me back with open arms, right? Right. So what this video is for, I want to introduce to you a new kind of series that I want to put on my channel. Another reason that it's hard for me to produce YouTube content is because a lot of people have a niche. A lot of people have that one solid area or topic that they want to focus their videos on, whether it's hair, whether it's makeup, whether it's hair and makeup, because that's cosmetology, you know, and I'm all over the place. I'm cooking. I might show you something with my hair. I might show you something with my makeup or lashes. I might show you something with my nails. I might do a tarot reading, and now I'm bringing on other stuff. So it's just like the way that my channel looks, it's all over the place because my mind is all over the place. Anyways, the series that I want to introduce to you is a journaling series. So I'm super excited to introduce the journaling series to this channel because I feel like it'll be beneficial for you and me in a number of ways. And I also feel like it will allow me, I don't know, it'll allow me to ease back into uploading to YouTube and producing content, but it'll be, you know, I'm super passionate about journaling. If I am feeling, you know, my fingernails for 3 months and then out of nowhere I'm like, I don't want to wear nails. If I'm feeling, you know, super duper artistic and I want to, you know, just the other things that I might make a video about are not as constant and consistent as journaling is for me. So I do feel like it's something that I would be able to be a little bit more consistent with, especially now that I'm trying to return to my channel. So there are 3 types of journals that I want to introduce to you all. And this video is literally just the introduction. So I'm not going to be diving too deep into any of the types or any of the specific journals, but we're just going to touch on it and introduce what I would like to do here. So the 3 types of journals that I'm going to be, you know, using here are personal journals, like a regular just writing journal, bullet journals. If you are familiar with bullet journals, I do have some and I do want to start putting them on my channel, and I want to start introducing people to them. So regular journals, bullet journals, and then the third one is a manifestation journal. I know a lot of people that manifest in their regular journals, and I know a lot of people that have bullet journals that they use to manifest as well, but mine are kind of separate and all over the place. The first set of journals that we're going to talk about is my regular journals, or are my regular journals. Boom. These are my journals that I've collected over the years, starting in college. And this journal starts in 2016. And the last entry is in 2017. So in this journal, I have on the first page, this first page is where I started to write down like goals and, you know what I'm saying, things that I wanted to achieve and accomplish. I started being very specific. This year, I will write it all down and bring it to life. Like this journal I got when someone was telling me the importance of writing. So I used to journal when I was a child, took several years of a break, and then, you know, in my depression and things like that, it was just stressed to me how important it was for me to resume journaling. So that's what I did. Now, also with this journal, that's when I started making my personal journals a catch-all. My best friend Corey gave me that phrase for it, but a catch-all. So pretty much I write everything in my journals, not only goals and aspirations, feelings. I write letters to people if I feel like I can't actually say that message to the person. Girl, right here, I have a grocery list and my math. My grandma taught me how to calculate while I'm grocery shopping so that you never go over budget. Feelings in here. This is the second day I've barely slept in April. Just writing out everything. A list, graduation invitations, who's going to get one and who's already received one. Am I going to mail it? Do I need to meet them and hand it to them? Another grocery list. So that's just when I started allowing myself to really put all of my thoughts and things on paper that I wanted to keep organized. The journal after that one is this one. This journal is super duper special to me because while I was in this journal, I guess is the way to say it, that's when I discovered my spirituality, and that's when I discovered tarot reading and began to study and research and really get into what is this? Is this okay for me? Is this something that I want, you know, for myself? This little bookmarker I actually do use. This page right here is the only page I plan to show you out of this journal, but it has all my tarot spreads on it. So not all of them, but a lot of them. This, one night I just fell in this rabbit hole of tarot reading. And so I was like, let me start researching and writing down, you know, everything that I see. So my spiritual research is in here. My, you know, spreads and some promises that I wrote about, like when I started reading tarot cards, I wrote a set of personal rules for myself. I will never read someone without their permission. I will never be digging into, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. So those are in here. Now, this is also when I started seeing magic in the sense of what I think it is. So I fast forward in my journals and I'll write a message to myself, reread this date, reread that date. So if today is Tuesday, January 1st, and I write Tuesday, January 1st, and the entry, if I feel it, that it's really significant, or if I feel that this is something I need to revisit, I fast forward, don't care how many pages, I just fast forward, right? And I'll write on this page, reread January 1st. And it just so happens that by the time I get to this page that's telling me to reread that entry, it was right on time. So yeah, journaling just, it really helps you see a bunch of stuff. So that's the journal that's my second journal. This is my third journal. I am an Aries. So this journal is special to me because it's when I started really, really getting into my power, and it's when I started seeing that journaling helps me to answer some of my own questions. There was a young lady, and I felt that she was friends with me because she was benefiting from me. And there were several times where I would write, like, I feel like she's you know what I'm saying, like using me. I feel like she's in my pockets, this, that, and the third. And so fast forward, a few entries later, it's like, oh, she is definitely not for me, blah, blah, blah. But this journal is when I started really seeing that reflection was important. And this journal is when I started seeing that, like I said, you can answer your own questions if you're quiet enough, if you are open enough, you know. This journal is when I started really clarifying things for myself. And it also has more tarot spreads in here because you're always a student. If you choose to get into something, if you choose to pursue something, you're always a student of that something. This journal here is when I started practicing gratitude more heavily. So the thing that reminded me of that, this is a list that I started making, and I would write every single day something that I was thankful for. So this is February of that year. Some of the things I said: I'm thankful for rest. I'm thankful for discernment. My ex-boyfriend's name is in here because at the time I was thankful for him. I'm thankful for optimism. At the time, apparently my grandma had been ill, because I wrote that I was thankful that she had gotten out of the hospital, because she's my favorite person in the world. I'm thankful for food creativity. I'm thankful for workplace eagerness. I'm thankful for my thought process. So that's just when I started practicing gratitude, and really understanding how practicing gratitude allows you to be open to receiving other things, and it allows you to make room for the things that you're asking for. This is also when I found the importance of boundaries. This page has some boundaries that I was like, no, I'm going to set these for myself. So stop people offering unsolicited advice without my permission. Criticism should never be rude, insulting, suggestive, or mean. Don't touch me if I have not consented to that. Don't touch my items, jewelry, makeup, nothing without my consent. Don't hold me accountable to your own assumptions of me, baby. So as we can see, 3 journals in, I don't know if this is moving for you, or if you're feeling like, oh, I should do that, or oh, that's something I should write down. But journaling assisted me with the growth, my own personal growth as a woman, pretty much, like in the growth that I've seen over the years, because I'm not just out here moving aimlessly. Like I have a reference that I could go back to, you know. So even as you can see, I'm struggling to find my words for this video. But journaling is important, and that's why I wanted to introduce it on this channel. And I just wanted to walk you through a few of mine so that you can see why I think it's so important. Also in this journal, my mother is deceased, and she has been since 2018. I have a letter that I have the envelope from where she sent me a card. So it's just really, really nice. The card is in here too. But it's just really nice to be able to look back and see, you know, the loved ones that are not here in the physical sense anymore. It's nice that I have something tangible that she wrote on and told me, you know what I'm saying, she loved me, she was thinking of me. It's just really nice that I have this. And so that's another reason my journals are important to me, because they can hold very valuable documents and writings and things. So this journal, we are in 2019 with this one. I got this one because I was inspired by this one. Does that make sense? So as you can see, I was really feeling my esoteric spiritual self. And I was like, okay, let's get this. I kind of wanted a theme. So this journal has more gratitude, has reflection. So since the new moon, this is what I was able to do. Things about my friendships. I started writing to-do lists in my journals, because normally when I journal, it's in the morning when I'm in a reflective space and get my thoughts together type of space. So there's a to-do list in here. Apparently there was some guy that I was dating whose communication sucked a little bit. Nothing super, super significant in here. Manifestations, writing things in advance. I am a money magnet, constantly attracting financial resource. I have more than enough money and resources to sustain myself, my expenses, and my desires. My financial retention is steadily improving and increasing, as is my income. I am thankful for the abundance of beauty and order amongst my finances. So that journal, just more manifestations and just more coming to Jesus moments, pretty much gathering my thoughts. This big boy, this is my baby. This is my current journal. So this journal started May 2020. Boop, boop, boop. That's the front page. I wrote some little, you know, affirmations and things to myself. So I'm going to very carefully show you a couple things. First of all, I use images in my journal to assist me with being inspired and things like that. I write quotes to myself in my journal. So this one says, I promise to always be growing into my very best self. Is a picture of my rent money, right? So you know how sometimes you got your little rent money and you like, oh, let me, like, this just looks nice, you know? It's because it's that much. Does that make sense? Do you ever look at your rent money and just wish, like, I wish I was about to hit the mall, or I wish I was about to blow this? So I took a picture of my rent money, not because it was to be posted on social media or shown to anybody, but because I look at it and I reassure myself that one day this type of money will be my play money. You know, one day that amount of money will be something I can just get up and go play with versus really, really needing it. And this page, you see nothing but papers. These are letters that I wrote to people that I felt like I really couldn't say these things to these people. Sometimes you value the communication with a person, but you know that saying these things will cause a problem where it's unnecessary, or saying these things allows a vulnerability that the other person might not be deserving of in that moment. And so often I write letters to people just to get the thing off my chest, even if I can't actually say it to them. So these letters, I don't think the person knows that I've written them, or the people know that I've written them. These letters will never be received by who they were written for. And I was able to get it off my chest. This image just reminds me that I am a muse. This is a picture of me looking at a painting of myself. It was so amazing. Done by Mr. Arthur. He is an amazing artist here in Charlotte. He's amazing. His art has been on billboards. He does commissioned pieces. His art has traveled. This picture is another manifestation picture. So I saw this on Twitter one day and I was like, I want my living room to look like that. I want plants. I want a beautiful couch. I want, you know, just everything. And so this picture was, you know, put in here a while ago in 2020, but we see now that you really just have to write it down and focus on what it is you want to bring to life. Focus on what you want to manifest on, for real. And then they do all have names. They're all over the place. There's some right here in front of me, like they're all over the place. They do all have names, and a lot of people ask me, like, how do you keep up with their names? Or, you know, how do I monitor them, pretty much? So this page right here, I wrote all of their names down. I wrote their type or species down and their health. So for example, this baby sitting in front of me is my aloe vera plant. She just lost one of her little legs. She started with 6, then she had 7, and then the longest one kind of was too wet and I broke it off. I'm pretty sure another one will grow back, but that's something that I would write in my journal. Okay, Vera lost a leg, you know. This is Chris. He's a croton. He probably should be watered, but they get watered very soon, so I'm not gonna. But yeah, I keep track of all my plant babies, their health, who has a new leaf coming in, who's doing well, who's not doing well. Right now we're on a every 10-day watering schedule, and you know, I'm able to write that down. A lot of people, oh, I can't keep a plant alive. That's because you don't care to. All you gotta do is care. Give it your attention. Be organized. You'll be all right. Research. You'll be all right. I write my research down. This plant needs this much water. This plant doesn't like sunlight. This plant does not want to be looked at. You have to write stuff down. So my journal became a catch-all just because I needed the space. These are my favorite color roses. They sold them very often at a grocery store I used to manage it. This is my best friend. I love him to death. So yeah, this is my current journal. It, like I said, is a catch-all, so it has a little bit of everything in it. Now, because I am actively using this journal, I am showing you the pages, but pulling it back super fast. Don't violate me. Do not violate me. Do not try me like that. Don't ever like screenshot and try to zoom. Don't violate me. Don't try me like that. Don't do that. But the last thing I'll show you here is these are empty pages, but right there you can see, let me move my son. Excuse me. Right there you can see where I wrote to myself, reread, October 20th. And then here next to the reread assignment, it says, I am more than I think I am. So normally when I come in and I have a reread mentioned, then I'll actually go back and reread, and then I'll do like a response paragraph before I start my entry. So those are just some of the things in my personal journals. Those are some of the ways that my personal journals have helped me and assisted me, made me feel better. This is my next journal. I got it from Walmart. This is my next journal. It's just a pretty, oh, I got pictures in here. It's just a pretty standard journal. The front has a spot for me to write my name. It's a soft journal, and the one I use now is hard. And then the pages at the top have a spot for me to kind of circle or highlight what the date is, so I don't have to just write it in there. The reason that these pictures are in here is because I want to make a video with you all showing how I do my journal setup. So all of the pictures that are in my current journal, they were put in there beforehand, and then I started to fill in the pages. So I do want to do a setup video with you all where I show you just, you know, the pictures I'm going to be putting in my journal, why they matter to me, where I'm going to put them. This is my aunt's favorite picture out of my portfolio. This is a set of nails that I saw on Instagram, nailed by Neek. Want to make sure I give you credit, girl. I got your work all on my stuff. The second type of journal that I'm going to be going through with you all on this channel is my bullet journals. So bullet journals, if you are unsure, these are my three. So bullet journals come with lined paper or dotted paper or graph paper. I like to use the one with the dots because it makes designing easier. This bullet journal is for tarot and tarot cards, tarot readings, things like that. I do want to do a separate video kind of doing a flip through. So I will do that, but yeah. This is a page that I have here that pretty much breaks down the 10 card reading that I sell for $30, what each card represents, where it goes, and things like that. So that's just like an example of what's in my tarot bullet journal. The second bullet journal I have, this one is a food bullet journal, and I love it. I will be doing, you know, like I said, separate videos on the specifics, but it just says all things food and wine. So these like bullet journals are supposed to be cut and paste and artsy-fartsy and pictures and, like I said, cutouts. So this is a page. You see? Yeah. This is a page. It's a recipe and the picture of the recipe on the other side. So I have a food bullet journal. Now, I did say that I preferred the dotted pages, but this one is a page, or this bullet journal has like gridded pages. So You pick what type of bullet journal you want. I get mine from Michael's and Walmart. Hobby Lobby carries them. I think you can get it anywhere. Now, there are some girls that are up here on YouTube doing their bullet journal and stuff like that. They are spending, and I'm not talking down on y'all. I might be hating because I can't do it, but it's girls that will spend a good $150 on their bullet journal because they buy the journal, but they're not buying it at a Walmart or Michael's like I am. They're getting it off of these fancy stationery websites, and it's a $40 journal with, you know, this thick paper, and it's hand bound and all this other stuff. And then they're buying this $50 set of markers. Like, I'm going to show you how to affordably have some fun and organize your thoughts. Now, if you are into that and you want to spend that much, I can still give you ideas, but I can't tell you where to get that stuff. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I don't have that much money. I just don't. If I did, you know, we would all be eating. If I had that much money, I would send you a journal. This is my third bullet journal that I have right now. And it's my plant bullet journal. First page is kind of boring, but whatever. So yeah. Page I'll show you out of this one, because I do want to do a separate video. It's just where I've drawn Sansevieria or snake plants, also known as mother-in-law's tongue plants. And then here's a little calendar grid that I made because I water mine once a month, and no more than that. Like, I water him and Vera on the 1st of every month. So this way I'll be able to come in and say, you know, some updates. His health is looking great. I haven't seen any changes. I'm waiting for him to have a baby. So we'll see. And then this is another page that I'll quickly show you. So bullet journals are just like a fun, artsy-fartsy, you know what I'm saying, keep your imagination alive type of thing. It's not really meant to be like the neatest thing in the world, but just fun, a visual aid, visual guide, something to keep you interested. Yeah. So you probably will be seeing a lot more of this than anything, just because it's the one I'm the most passionate about. It's also the one that kind of, like, when I started this bullet journal, it inspired me to finish the other two that I started years ago and just sat in my closet. So the third type of journal that I would like to focus on here on my channel is a manifestation journal. And so I got these from Walmart, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pathetic in the sense of all you have to do is be visually appealing, and I'll probably buy it if I can afford it. So these books, I was like, oh, how dope. Like, I need to buy those. I need notebooks with multicolored pages in it. Like, why did I need that? I didn't. But I got them. It came in a 3-pack. I used the third journal to actually write to somebody. So I made like a little book for someone, my nephew. Yeah, but these were both started in January 2018. This one is to my husband or future partner. And this is to my children. I do aspire to be a spouse and a mom. I do aspire to be a spouse and a mom. And so what I told myself is that I was going to give this to each of my children on their 13th birthday. If I have more than one child, it'll be their responsibility to pass it down. So if I have 3 kids and I give this to my first kid on their 13th birthday, let's say my next kid is 10 years old at the time, it is the first child's responsibility to maintain and hold on to this book for the next 3 years. And then at that child's 13th birthday, it will ceremoniously be passed down to them. That is how I want to do it. Some people might think that that sounds ridiculous. I think that it's me manifesting my life. So in this book, I pretty much write some truths. You know how, well, I don't have children, but I am an auntie. And so if you're an adult, you could probably relate to having gone through some things, and then you just kind of think to yourself, like, how would I teach that to my child? Or I want my child to know what's really good with this. I want to put my child up on game, but how do I say that and it's not inappropriate? So that's what this book is for. Pretty much the communication that I probably wouldn't want to just sit you down and say to your face, but you know, those harder lessons that you have to learn. And I do have just some magazine cutouts in this book as well. Just, you know, this is to my child. And I just picture this being me and my baby. I don't know, but it's a manifestation journal. It's a manifestation journal, right? Here's another cutout that I have. Of course, those little babies don't look like my little baby will, but that's okay. My child can, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have black baby dolls, white baby dolls, green baby dolls. I have the poem Invictus in here. If you know, you know. So, but yeah, just stuff that I think my child needs to know. I have a page in here, books that I think you should read. I have a page in here for sex. I have this journal entry I wrote to them, and it's titled, "A Lot of Parents Are Their Child's First Bully." And I wrote to them like, I was raised by an amazing woman, and she always gave me the freedom to speak up. She always gave me the freedom to disagree and things like that. She did teach me that my delivery always had to be respectful, but I want my children to be comfortable with me. I don't want my children to feel like they can't tell me stuff. I don't want them to feel like they can't disagree with me. They can. You know, I still have the final say, but you can disagree. This one's to my husband, my future spouse, my future baby daddy. And it starts with a journal entry by the time you're reading this, but another magazine cutout. It says "Love in the Trenches." And honestly, this book is more so just straight up journal entries than anything. But, oh, so the day that I wrote to the kids, "A lot of parents are their child's first bully," I wrote that to him too. And I pretty much, so it says, "We will never bully our children. And if ever we do, to the fact that our own upbringing wasn't perfect, we will hold each other accountable. I want our children to trust us, to look at us as a source of comfort. I want them to feel like they don't need to keep secrets, like they can tell us everything. What would you do if our son told you he was gay? Would he see disgust in your face in his response? Would your words make him regret that he even told you that? Would they? Because I don't date homophobic men. Just little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff. I don't know. Is it ever okay to cry at work? That's another magazine cutout I put in there, and then I wrote up under it, "How comfortable are you with me?" Because technically, like, you're not at work when you're in a relationship, but a relationship is a job, right? So do you feel comfortable enough to cry at work? Will you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Those are my journals. I hope that this was a fun little walk through my journal collection. Let's try to pick it all up. Okay. I hope you have fun going through my journal collection with me. If you did, stick around. There'll be much more videos for you to see. If you didn't, oh well, you watched. But yeah, if you have questions or anything, ask them. Ask them. Drop a comment. If you think that somebody would benefit from this video, share the video. If you want to tell me what you have in your journal, feel free, put it down there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, though. Follow me on Instagram. I cannot promise you that I'm going to be uploading once a week, you know, twice a week. I can't promise you I'll upload once a month, but I can promise you that I will try to get this thing rolling again, and I can promise you my effort. If you know me in real life, you know I'm going through a lot of stuff that I never ever wanted to go through. So just bear with me. Patience and grace are so necessary. Just keep that in mind. But I love you and I missed you. Have a good one. Start your journal.